why do you keep going at Nikki Haley? Why do you think this is going to bear fruit?
Chris, I don't know what you've been smoking, man. You and the rest of the mainstream media. It's laughable. Nikki Haley's been going after me the whole campaign. First debate, second debate. You know, she's been trailing me for much of the time, but I realize the establishment media has realized that there's a puppet they want to put up. I'm not playing that game. The grassroots of this country know they want a leader who isn't going to send us, our sons and daughters, to go die in foreign wars that racked up $7 trillion in debt. Dick Cheney 2.0 is taking over the GOP. Problem is the Democratic establishment media is now rooting for war, too. I'm the only candidate speaking for a true America First agenda on that debate stage, and I think we're going to be successful.
Vivek, how are you going to bring people together when you just put together a tapestry of conspiracies? You know that I'm not pitching anything about
Chris,
Nikki Haley.
What are you talking about?
She won't even come on my show.
There's no tapestry.
She won't even come on my show.
Tapestry
what are you talking about that thing?
I'm sure she doesn't.
Hold on a second. I let you put it out there, and now, you know, I get to finish smoking, and now I get to answer, which is, this is what the media is doing, is putting up Nikki Haley against me because they know I'm the real deal. Please. She hasn't even been on my show. I'm just watching you get slapped around by her, and I'm wondering what your strategy is.
The fact of the matter is, Chris, my strategy is calling out the mainstream media like I did to Kristen Welker at the start of that debate. I asked her about the Trump-Russia collusion hoax, told her to look the audience in the eye and apologize to them. Just like I'll tell you, you're part of the mainstream media despite pretending like you're not. Look the audience in the eye and tell them how you covered for your brother for all that happened.
I'm part of the mainstream media. Hey, listen.
And you play the same games that the rest of the mainstream media does.
Take care of
you're
your
doing
family?
it tonight.
That's fine.
You have been covering for your brother. You have been playing a game. You were kicked off there at CNN.
Of course I help my brother. Of course I do.
And you know what? That's been journalistic standards that have now been failed, not just by you, but by every member of the broken political media. So yes, it is going to take an outsider to call it out. And you want to look
everyone in the media is responsible for covering for my brother? See what I'm saying?
90%
you miss
90% of the media is colluding with respect to pushing one answer
Vivek,
on the American public for the origin of COVID-19,
which is what?
To the Hunter Biden laptop story, to now which people they decide they want to put up as their puppets to take on Donald Trump. And that's just the fact of the matter.
Look, Vivek, you can talk a lot.
What has to do with it is that mainstream media is setting the terms of the actual debates in this country.
Okay? You can talk a lot, but not necessarily be saying anything that's worthwhile.
You would know a lot about that, Chris.
Question.
I've been listening to you, and I think that you're a good example of that.
Nikki Haley keeps kicking your ass in these debates. Why
according to the left-wing media,
pick someone else?
Chris, give me a freaking break. You turn on social media, you understand. People should watch that debate. I went to New Hampshire. People were laughing at the idea of the mainstream media's coverage of the New York Times columnists and people like you who belong there with one narrative because you have some identity politic vision of what you think a leader of this country should look like.
Nikki Haley
when in fact
is
the
my
grassroots
Trojan
of this
horse?
country understand. Well, the fact of the matter is you guys have made a career out of deciding that the America First agenda is not the future of this country. Kick that out of the Republican Party. Put a genteel version that you can control as your little puppet so American politics looks the way you want it to. And yes, many people, you know what? We don't need a Republican Party leader who itself is a wholly owned subsidiary of Boeing, which itself is a wholly owned subsidiary of the Democratic Party, masquerading as a Republican.
Vivek,
so I do think
there's a reason
that the real
that she's beating you in the polls.
Is a problem.
There's a problem
for the last 6 weeks, and before that, it was the next 6 months before that. The fact of the matter is we got one front runner in this race who's 60 points ahead of everybody. That's Donald Trump, and we should talk about how we're going to actually have a different leader. The change I'm going to figure out is
you're not going to have a leader if he wants to be the guy.
In the GOP.
He'll be the guy.
Well,
yeah, but all you're doing is playing to the divide, Vivek. You're not bringing anybody
Chris,
together.
I'm not playing to the divide.
You're not trying to
I'm
bridge
actually
any
playing
gap.
Nobody's reaching.
You're
Chris,
playing a
I don't
baby
know
Trump game.
What the point of your actual interview is if you're not actually interested in getting answers to hard questions.
Stop being negative
Chris,
and attacking people and offer something to people
Chris,
that's positive and that promotes something.
I am offering, if across this country, the grassroots of this country, we are offering a vision of what we stand for as Americans. Nobody's reaching young people in this race like I am. I've been to more college campuses than any Republican in the history of our party, bringing in young people in droves.